Hello, my angels. I am back. I have also just had a false start. I had the countdown clock on. I had the countdown clock on and then didn't press go live and started to talk to everybody. Goes to bring Jojo in, and I just realized there's nobody watching. Why is there nobody watching? There's always somebody watching when I press go live. And if you are watching, do drop us a little comment. I'd not pressed live. So done the countdown, I've done this intro, talking to you all, giving it the beans, and I am not live. I just went, oh, Jojo, I'm not live. You're going to have to give me a what a knobhead. If you are watching on my personal profile, the Dani Wallace profile, head on either into the IATQB Hive or the Queen Bee Dani page on Facebook. And the reason why I say that is because I can't see your comments if you're on my personal profile, and I don't know why. I think it's because I've got a public profile, and if you don't, then we can't see your comments. So yeah, hi, I'm back again. It's not the show. I am going to do a series of interviews over the course of today, tomorrow, and on into next week, talking specifically about being inspired. Now, I've already spoken to you this morning as part of the show about keeping the car open for another week, about allowing myself space and all of that sort of stuff. So that's not what I want to speak to you about right now, but do go and check out my personal profile, not my profile, for fuck's sake. Go check out the show from this morning, because there's loads of sort of insights into sort of self-care and looking after yourself and thinking about that in terms of running a business and launching and stuff. Not what I want to speak to you about right now. Oh, we've got Tommy Powell in the house. Tommy is going to be speaking on the stage at Be Inspired. He is going to be taking to the stage. He is one of our Be Inspired masterminders, got an incredible story to tell. We've got Samantha in the house. She's also going to be taken to the stage. Hello, new cohort lovelies. How are you? Very, very excited to have you guys watching along. So Tommy's going to be the first dude to go through the mastermind process, which is really, really exciting. I'm so, so happy. We are broadening all the time. Our audience is so really happy to have our first male participant of our cohort. Just honestly could like scream with excitement when I see how many people are coming into our community. Now, our guest today, on my interviewee today, is one of my dearest friends. We've got a hell of a story together, and I want to share just a little bit about that, or as much as I can share with that in just 10 minutes this morning. So please welcome to my interview series, the Be Inspired interview series, this morning, my friend and yours, the very glorious, sassy fairy godmother herself, Jojo Smith, everybody.
I'm so excited when I'm on here. I can't even say. I'm on the telly.
Do you know? And the thing is, George, I know we'll probably go on to talk about this. Like, you even host the show for me when I'm not around.
And I still fangirl. When you were saying then, my very dear friend, I was like, and fangirl.
Get it right, because I know you'll fight somebody for that.
I've always said I'll fight for the top spot of your top fan. So here for it, put them up.
Jojo, thank you for joining me this morning. I'm doing a series of short interviews, and you and I can probably gas for hours and hours and hours and wax lyrical for hours and hours and hours about our particular journey together has been, I mean, it's been a ride, right?
I wouldn't say there's not been any downs though.
There has not been any downs. all the way along. But would you do me a favor? Because you came into my world not knowing who I was, not knowing what IATQB was all about. You came in, and your sort of journey with me really started. It started with the coffee, but really it started with Be Inspired, didn't it?
It started in the utility. I stumbled across you in the utility, my utility, on Facebook while I was procrastinating over doing something else. So, and we had a bit of a conversation, and you messaged me back, and you just, well, I just kind of fell in love with you there and then, really. If this was a proposal, this would be it, this moment, right? So I fell across you there, and then we did meet for a coffee. I was a little bit cheeky, and yet polite. And
and lovely about it. Yeah. So I was doing a sparring strategy day from one of my previous challenges. So one of the top prizes to win a strategy day with me as part of the Be Heard So You Want to Be a Speaker challenge. So I was doing one of those, and we was in a really lovely hotel. We was just having dinner in Wolverhampton. We'd had spa, we'd done the strategy. We were wrapping up for the day, and you'd said, "I'll come and meet you for a brew."
And I couldn't believe that you were like, yeah, I finish at 9 p.m. We can have a brew then. And I was like, she's going to stay at 9 p.m. to have a brew with me when she's got to travel all the way back to Preston. And do you know, I remember driving over to see, it was about a 40-minute drive from where I am in Birmingham. But I'd asked you because I knew you were going to be in Brum, well, in Midlands. And when I got there, Dan, I can remember messaging you saying, I'm here. And you went, we're just wrapping up. I'll be with you in a sec. And I remember, I don't think I've told you this, I remember sitting in the reception thinking, what the fuck am I doing here? And I know I say that a lot, right? But I was like, this woman could kill me. I don't know who she is. I don't know who, do you know what I mean? And I was like, what am I doing here? But then my heart said to me, I was like, no, you know why you're here. This woman has inspired you. You want to find out more. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't know if I was going to go away thinking, what a loon, or go away thinking, I need this woman in my life. And I went away thinking, I need this woman in my life. I'd started my business. Literally, it was the day after I'd had my limited company information through my confirmation.
Yeah.
And look where I am now.
Well, let's look where you are now, because that was really the start of what has been, I mean, for me, it's been an absolutely beautiful friendship. But for you, it's been a really, what's level the word? Up. Like, yeah, a massive level up from where you are to where you were to where you are now, from the branding that you showed me on the day. And that was something, we tell this story quite a bit. You showed me your Jeff branding that was just so not you, and you went away and really considered what brand you really looked like, and then you went on to create the business that you have now. But you really use the programs that I run as a bit of a platform for your learning.
They're steps. They're definitely level up steps. And going to be inspired the first time, I say this, and I put my money where my mouth is. When people book on, I'm like, if you go to be inspired and you book a ticket to go and to be inspired, I'll give you one of my services if you book it through the link and stuff like that. But, so we can keep a track on it. But the reason I do that is because I know the impact that it has. So it's definitely been, I went to be inspired as a guest, and again, a lot of people know this, went as a guest. As I left, went, next time I'm going to be on that stage, don't know how I'm going to do it, did it, and then now work as part of the team, which is huge for me. And you were on my vision board, my little vision board, as a Men at Work sign that I drew, and I put work with Dani Wallace.
And you did. So you came along to be inspired. And I remember you saying to me directly after, Dani, I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to make this happen, but the next time you have this event, I am going to be speaking at it. And by God, that is exactly what you did. How did making that decision, because that was a bit of a scary decision for you.
Mate, I shit my pants.
You did?
Right, the day I signed up, I shit my pants. I'm not going to lie. Okay, not physically. We don't need to go into that. There wasn't, pink mess everywhere. It was, but I remember I had never invested in me at all in my entire life. And I have to say as well, in my corporate space and the companies I'd worked with, they hadn't invested in me either. I'd always fast-tracked myself through capability and so they just let me crack on with it in certain aspects. So I'd never forked out money, and I'd never put that. And for me, buying a car was probably one of the biggest investments that I would actually put my money out there for. Yeah. So money mindset, there's a bit there going on, and I had to kind of, you froze, you're still there, yeah. Right, so there was that element of it. But as you were just talking then, I was thinking, right, what was the big part of this? What was the catalyst? And do you know what it is? It is that initial leap. Right. It's that leap of faith. It's having that courage and that belief in yourself. And I think that's why I do what I do now, because it was that got me to here.
Right.
And that's a huge part of my story. And just having that, once you make that leap, like I said, I didn't know how I was going to pay for it, Dan. I really didn't.
I remember speaking to you about that at the time, because one of the things for me is like the safety of my clients is really important. And when people jump onto calls with me and they go, oh, you know, oh, it's a bit scary. Like, I get it. I've been in positions where I've invested in things before and know that I'm the horse that I'm backing, but in that moment might not know where the next installment's coming from. Just know that I'm going to make it. I just know that I'm going to find a way to make that happen. But it's interesting when I go through this process, because everybody that comes through the process, and there's very, very, like, I can't think of anybody really that comes through the process and doesn't go, oh my God, if I look at it now, it's a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer.
What makes it a no-brainer? Because you still felt that fear at that point of decision. So now you've been through the process and you go, oh my God, it's just a fucking hell. If I could go back to past me who was really scared and have my arm around, what would you be saying to her?
Okay, where that would be is, and I was trying to think of what, like you say, exactly that. What would I say to it? So for me, it's the trust, right? The trust factor of you. I hope I'm not putting the pressure on you here, but the trust factor of how you hold the people that you work with, and if there's an issue, then you've got a way. You've got direction for people, Dan, is what I'm saying. You can't do it for them. No, you can't. There's no guarantee there.
And nobody can. You know, when you engage in anything that is sort of learning related, there's, you know, you've got the teacher, you've got the facilitator, and you've got the person that's actually doing the work. And as much as I would love to do the work for everybody, you know, I love being on stage, but you know, the people do have to do the work.
But there's the other work as well. So, but I remember there were certain elements, and I would go, Dan, this is where I'm at now. And there was a bit of direction there to go, okay, we're going to get you there. And I definitely felt like you were with me every step of the way to actually get me to that point. And I'll tell you, it just can't, like, and I don't want to speak too much about finances with people, but if that is a thing, because I wouldn't want to say anybody to go, well, Dani and Joe said that this would happen. And it's not woo stuff. It's that belief in yourself, and it's that determination to go out there and make it happen for yourself, because it absolutely can. And I didn't know where every instalment was coming from. And like I say, it was the biggest investment I've ever done in myself. But I need to go back to something that you just said. When you said you're backing, it's the only horse in the race. So, of course, you're going to win, because there's only one horse that you're backing. That's where the no-brainer is. Yeah. Because you're like, okay, I'm putting my money on me. So if I put my money on me, I've only got me to get me there.
Right.
And that leap, that initial leap, once I've done it, I remember I got the...
As most people do when they make a big investment, especially when they make a big investment for the first time. Like, I've done this a few times now, and always whenever I'm working with anybody, it's always a stretch, because for me and for many people, when you've got skin in the game, you play the game. If you're piddling about with little bits, like, and don't get me wrong, like, there is a reason why I do things like the challenge or have the show. It's so the people that can't afford to work with me have the access to me. But for the people that are ready to do that work, once they get the skin in the game, all of a sudden you start to see some pretty major changes, because you have to then, right? You've got it.
Well, you put your big girl pants on, don't you? You put your big girl pants on and you grow into it. And for me, it was also a little drawing that I did for myself, a little clouds, because obviously I'm fluffy and pink and stuff. So,
and we love you for it.
Right? It was these little clouds and pockets. What can I get from this? What will it bring me? What do I think it will bring me? And if I would recommend, I don't know if people have done, but if you want it to bring you, for argument's sake, more business, if you want it to bring you more visibility, if you want it to bring you more confidence, if you want it to bring you more connections, if you want it to bring you there's so many different elements that what you do with Be Inspired brings.
Because it's not just about speaking. I love it that people think it's just a speaking course, because that's essentially, if we look at what it is on the tin, it is a speaking course. I teach people how to speak their mission and their business message out of their mouths and into the eyes and ears of their ideal client. But it's so much more than that, isn't it?
If what's stopping you is you in your head going, I don't want to be a speaker, so I don't want to do this. But there's a part of you that's going, I want to be a business person, or I want to be an independent business owner. That's the one. That's the main one for me, because the other one is the bonus.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And do you know what I mean? So I'm like within the business, and because I'm business development based and I did it for 20 years, mate, I was successful in my business development before. If I'd have known you and done this, oh my God, I would have been like ridiculous, because I went through my head, because all I ever do when I get on a live with you is go, I love Dani Wallace and she's brilliant, just do it. Right? And that isn't like the quality of this conversation that you need. But that for me says it does what it says on the tin. Just do it. It's as simple as Nike. Just do it, right? Because that's where I'm at. However, I thought, Joe, you need to be a bit deeper with this, because saying just do it isn't going to, like, you know, inspire people to do it. So the business development side of it for me, a lot of clients that I work with, we know that we've just spoke about a client and she's jumping on. Now, she's never met you before, but because she's watched me and my journey, and I kind of advise her and direct her on her business development and some of her growth. You've had a meeting with her and I'm like, it's like the Cilla Black.
Yeah.
The business, because I'm like, this woman is going to take you to the next stage now. This is going to level you up. And like, for me, it's a massive gift to be able to have you in my back pocket to go, this person's going to take you to the next level. Now, she's on the cusp of whether it's public speaking she wants to do. She has got a huge mission, as you know. But for her business, this is essential that she has this training with you. Because I understand about messaging because I do branding. But the delivery of the messaging and the confidence aspect, which I've got confidence. But I'm even more confident now because of the delivery.
And you're prepared now, isn't it? So you find it so much easier now to share what it is that you do, because you're so connected with the story of why it is that you do what you do, and the how and all of that sort of stuff. So we got this connection plus value that, as every single business owner, we need to have that. We need to understand how we connect plus how we add value, not just how we help our clients, but why the fuck do we help them? How do we articulate that? And it's the articulation that's really important, because that's how you connect.
I really thought I knew my shit, and I knew how to. You can put me in a room of 1,000 people, and I can grab the attention. I can, you know, I can be a social chameleon as well. You know, I can be either or, because being in development and sales for 20 odd years, that's what you do. That's how you cut your teeth. And it is my personality, and I love people. But there was so much that I didn't know that elevated my business, that really made such a difference. The other words that I wanted to say to you as well, I mean, we haven't even touched.
We've not even scratched the surface. Right.
So, and I'm aware that we could talk about this forever. So I want to get for you as much value, and for the people watching as much value, because you need to know the level up. Right? If I could put this in a wrap, I would. I might do that. Anyway,
I would not put it past you either.
Right? The assets. What's this?
The speaker bit is a tiny part of it. I didn't speak. However, I would be inspired again and again. Fantastic investment. Who is this? Who say this? Sorry,
it's an alumni person, which I've got an idea about that. I really think there should be an alumni being inspired. Once you get off the stage, even though I do it again, you want to get on again. So it's like, let's back. Let's back. So that for me is something that I'm like, please bring that back next. The alumni.
So tell me how you found the assets. So we create, so for anybody that doesn't know, off of the back of being a part of the Be Inspired Mastermind, we create a series of speaker assets for our clients. So we create a speaker show reel, professionally done. They look the nuts. We create I was like, what even do we create? We do that much. We create what's called a speaker sheet, which is like a speaker CV. We also create a whole bunch of fantastic photographs showing you in action with our fantastic TEDx approved photographer, Vicky Head. I know she's watching along right now. In fact, she's saying, I love seeing the transformation of the speaker. So we create these assets. What are these assets, Jojo? Have they helped you?
Don't know if I can say these, because I'm a bit like...
Have you signed an NDA, or are we not sure?
No, I haven't signed an NDA. The contract hasn't come through yet, but she messaged me again this week to say, we definitely want you.
Okay.
Feel a bit... when I say this, right? So first of all, my speaker reel, when it's there, I've sent it forward a couple of times for a couple of opportunities that I've seen, and every single time the speaker reel has clinched it. But let's go to the biggie. The big one that I sent my speaker reel to, and there was lots of people put forward for this.
Thousands of people, P.S. Thousands of people.
And so far, 3 people from the UK have been asked.
Wow.
One of which is Lisa Johnson.
The incredible Lisa Johnson. Sending lots of get well wishes to Lisa, by the way.
Loads of love. Loads of love.
Not feeling very well at the moment.
So, and then the other one is a podcast host that's got a really successful podcast. And I sent my speaker reel and to this person, I'll tell you what it is in a sec, sent it over, and came back was the message, love it, right? And I thought, love it like a 5-year-old picture that you're going to put on your fridge. Or love it
good
that you
job.
want to work. Yeah, good job. Or love it that you actually want to work with me. Yeah. And so I sent another message back going, what do I make of that? So, sent it back, and I'm sorry if I'm speaking fast, but this is and an excited, and I've got all the shivers and the tingles. And
it's amazing. It's amazing.
So this is the opportunity. So I sent one back just saying, love it, that you'd like to see if we're a good fit and work together. She's like, definitely, let's hook up a call. I'm in New Jersey, America. Can you set up a Zoom link on this time frame? I was like, oh my God, how the fuck do I do that? Yes, I can.
I'll work it out later.
Work it out later. And it's to speak on a cruise ship of 3,000 entrepreneurs, Royal Caribbean cruises, going from Miami to the Bahamas. What the fuck?
What the fuck? That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And Jojo, we could talk about this all day. For anybody out there that's considering be heard or be inspired, what would you say to them real quick?
Book it, book it, book it. Do it because it will level your business up. And honestly, it's the best thing I've ever done, and I'm so grateful, Dan.
Oh, thank you so much for chatting to us this morning, my darling. I love you so much. I am so grateful to have been able to be on this journey with you, from meeting you for a brew to having you at that very first Be Inspired, to working
being
with you
in bed and eating chocolates,
being in bed and eating chocolates and going live with you on Instagram at midnight, to becoming one of my dearest friends and also a member of the IATQB creative team as well. You are amazing. Thank you so much. And I love you. I love you. I love you. Jojo Smith, everybody. So we're going to be doing interviews throughout the day today. I'm heading directly over to the tattoo place now. So our next interview will be from the Woodland Realm Tattoo Studio. Very, very excited. And I'll be speaking to SJ, I think, just after lunch at 1 p.m. All right, my darlings, take care. I'll see you again a little bit later on. Tra.